You're Chris Thomsen, tight end coach. Coach, you certainly got some really good additions with Kyle and Jaheim. Just talk about how y'all, when y'all recruited them, what really jumped out to you about those guys?
Well, Jaheim, you look at the level that he's competed at and the plays that he's made in the SEC, a guy that brings a lot of explosiveness, a lot of versatility, and a lot of intelligence, to do the things that he's done, lining up at running back and slot and tight end and all the different places he's lined up. That's a smart guy that can do that. It's not easy to put all that together. All the things that he brings in terms of the fit offensively, we're excited about it. And Kyle, a guy that can do all those things, probably can attach and put his hand out a little bit more, but still do all the other things really well. Also a really smart player. He's lined up all over the field. Coming from a little bit lower level of competition, but the Gulf South Conference is a conference that I've coached in and a conference that actually Coach Norvell played in. So we have a good feel for the level of competition he's been against and what he brings. And, he'll just have to make that transition like any player would, just like a guy going from here to the NFL or anything like that. But a lot of confidence that he can do that. And, we're excited about the fit with our current room, all the guys that we have in the room, and how all those guys will mesh together and help us offensively.
Was there a characteristic you look for when you knew you were going to portal? Was there a characteristic you look for him for the tight end that you wanted to kind of change or improve?
Yeah, not necessarily change. Just like every year. I go back, 3 years. We're standing here and we signed Marquise Douglas.
Yeah.
And I said, go watch him dunk the basketball like on a fast break. And we were looking for length, athleticism, explosiveness. We were looking for the same thing then that we are now. The two kids we got last year, explosive guys who can get in and out of breaks and do different things. And so that's the number one thing is athleticism and explosiveness that we're looking for. But then, beyond that, what kind of person is this guy? What kind of team player is he? What kind of how intelligent are they? I think once we got to know those two guys, going through the process, we realized, okay, these are the guys that fit us the best.
I got you. And then obviously with Kyle, he brings something you probably don't have too much of with height. What did that come into play? Just how he can change it with his catch radius and stuff like that.
Yeah, you always want to have guys with length if possible. That's tight ends a lot of times aren't going to outrun a lot of people, so a lot of times it's a jump ball, it's a go up and make a play type situation. So Marquise is a really big, long. Not only is he tall, he's a really long guy, long arms, just a long guy. Kyle is also, a guy with length. Jarrell's a 6'4" plus guy, with long arms and reach. So trying to get as many of those type guys in as you can in the room because in reality, the closer you get to the ball, when you're playing in the box and you're playing around the ball, the longer the guys get, and you have to have people that can match that length. But then you also have to have guys that can go out in space, and do some things. And sometimes the longer guys don't do quite as well. Sometimes they do, but we feel like we got some guys that can really kind of do all those things and combine those with the guys that we've signed at other positions on offense. We're really excited about what we have.
Right, and then lastly, obviously, Coach, you got a really good room, and you got two guys that you really wanted, that you coveted. What's kind of the feel, whether it's 23 or 24 or beyond, of how recruits feel about kind of the tight end position and guys what you do?
I think the guys that have played it, Cam, Jordan Wilson, Marquise, Preston. When guys watch us play, they see us they see us put the guys out there. Wyatt Rector, they see them on the field, whether it's 11 personnel, 12, 13, and they see us getting them the football and making plays. So. Kyle was at the game against Florida. Cam made some plays in that game, guys, we're able to put up a cut-up together of guys making plays down the field. And a lot of offenses, tight ends don't get those opportunities. They get more flat throws or under throws, but they don't get a lot of vertical throws. If you really go back over 3 years, Cam's made a lot of vertical catches. Marquise has made a lot of plays in the seams. Jordan Wilson last year, and so they can see it and they can project themselves in that. You don't have to sell a dream like 3 years ago. We had, hey, this is what we think we can do. This is what they did in Memphis. But now we've got proof on the film, and I think guys see that and they say, I can plug into that and I can do those same things and be successful.
Perfect. Appreciate it.